What's up, Odooers? Picture this. You're a production manager and you've got manufacturing orders for 20 units of a product sitting on your desk. Work orders for each one takes 4 hours. If you're routing them all through your main work center, you just created a 10-day traffic jam on your production floor. But what if you could cut that wait time in half and reduce those oh so important lead times? Today, we're learning about one of Odoo's best productivity boosters, alternative work centers. By assigning an alternative work center, we'll be able to automatically plan work orders at the second work center when the first one is at full capacity, or maybe it's out of service. That eliminates the bottlenecks so production can keep running. And those 20 orders fly out the door in 5 days instead of 10. Enough chit chat, let's jump into the database and see how it's done. Before we work with our work centers, we need to make sure work orders are enabled in the manufacturing settings. There's no point in having work centers without work orders, right? So we're going to open the configuration menu over here and then select settings. And it's actually going to be the very first option right here at the top. Isn't that convenient? Make sure the work order setting right there is enabled. And as always, if this is your first time enabling this, be sure to click save in the top left right there. Once that's enabled, we have access to our work center, so let's check those out next. So let's go to configuration and this time, work centers. So as you can see, we have a couple of work centers already set up. The first one is Assembly 1, and this is the workstation where the bulk of our manufacturing process takes place. To increase efficiency, we've added a second work center to our workshop floor with similar equipment that can complete the tasks in a similar amount of time. They don't need to be identical, but the equipment needs to be similar enough that we can complete the same tasks in either work center. So let's create a new work center in Odoo so that we can start assigning manufacturing orders to it. So I'm going to select new up at the top. All right, so in our form, let's give it a nice little name. I'm going to call it Assembly 2. Perfect. That's all we need to do to set up the work center in Odoo. Now let's make sure that this and Assembly 1 can handle work orders assigned to each other. While we're here inside of this form, we can set alternative work centers. So this right here is where we define which other work centers can take over work orders if this one is busy or unavailable. We're going to set this one to Assembly 1. Now when this work center is busy or it's unavailable, the plan/planning feature can redirect work orders to Assembly 1 if it's free. Let's click Manual Save with our little cloud icon up at the top, and then switch over to Assembly 1 to do the same thing. We're going to click out of here and then back into Assembly 1 now. So inside of here, we're pretty much going to do something a little bit similar. We're going to now go into alternative work centers and this time set it to Assembly 2 as the alternative. So vice versa. It's that easy. But let's go see that in action. So now inside of the manufacturing app, let's go over to operations and this time manufacturing orders. So here we are on the manufacturing orders dashboard. As you can see, we have a couple of manufacturing orders for, in this case, 10 desk combination products each. Now by default, the operations and the bill of materials are handled at Assembly 1, but alternative work centers ensure that Assembly 2 will take over production if the first assembly line happens to be unavailable. Okay, so back inside of the MRP app dashboard, if we open up the planning menu over here and then select planning by work center right there, we can see that one manufacturing order is already planned at the Assembly 1 work center. And we can actually see that with the desk combination one right there. Okay, let's open the operations menu up at the top this time around and then manufacturing orders once again. So this time we're going to actually first expand this a little bit just so we can see the full reference right there. And we're going to open up manufacturing order quadruple 06, just 6. And this time around, we're going to hit plan right there just to see what happens to our planning. So let's open up that planning menu once again. And this time around, planning by work center again. And as you can see, instead of waiting, look at that. 5 and 6 are automatically scheduled during the same time slot at our alternative work center, Assembly 2. That's all there is, folks. By spending just 2 minutes cross-linking your alternative work centers, you eliminate some of those pesky scheduling bottlenecks. Odoo automatically optimizes your planning, slashes your customer lead times by 50%, and keeps your production lines moving. To learn more about work centers or other manufacturing topics, check out the links in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. I think you've earned a snack. I am having some really good boba today.